back to Red Light Distro. We are here with Steve Sheehan, and Steve is a very interesting guest because one of the goals that we have for Red Light is we like to help our community. We like to help musicians, and Steve has a service, an app that is exactly that. It's dialed in to help local musicians and musicians as a whole. So welcome to the show, Steve Sheehan.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Nice to have you. How's everything?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
I'm sorry I had to switch up so many times. We had just had this and that, and then someone else couldn't go, and we had like 3 changes of guests in like the past. And I was like, oh my god.
No problem.
But you're awesome. You're a true professional, and I'm not, and I appreciate you. Tell me about yourself.
So I'm a musician and songwriter. So basically, all of this came out of me being a songwriter. So I started. Well, I've been songwriting. Well, I've been into music for about 35 years. I've been doing a lot of songwriting over the last 15 to 20 years. But essentially, what happened is I started getting into like SoundCloud and Bandcamp around 2020. Well, 2020 I started putting my music together, and then around 2022 I tried to get out there and start seeing what I can make out of my music. And wasn't really familiar at the time with these applications. Got on the applications, and I was on them for maybe a year or so, and I was kind of disillusioned. I thought that I kind of had this idea inside that I was going to get on these things, and they would, help get me moving in a forward direction. But instead, I kind of got out there, and I did have a little bit of stuff going on. But then I'd hear people talk about that a lot of stuff you get, it's not even real stuff, and so it kind of got to a point where I'm like, I just feel like this is pointless. And then I kind of came up with these ideas of, this is as an artist, this is what I think we need, or what I would want. So that's basically when the idea of Muser was born. So Muser for me, it was a way of, I don't want to just have my songs on the internet. I want to be able to put my songs directly in front of people. I want to make sure that they're not just like, well.
Song placement?
Go ahead.
Song placement? Or like
no.
A&R guys? Or
Kind of. It's almost like an A&R guy who's saying, I'm looking for good stuff to put on the radio. That's an example. But what it is it's basically that like in any other site like this, you would take the music and you load it into the site, and then you have an opportunity for what's called a showcase or showcasing. So you get your songs out there and you say, hey, I have a song that I think is really good, and I want to make sure it gets in front of people. So you put it into a showcase, and you pick your genre. So you basically say, I've got a song for, rock. I want to put it into the showcase, and I want it to come out February 15th in that showcase. So you schedule it out. Your song goes into the showcase. Once that date hits, it drops in, and you get put in into a group of 50. Okay, there's a whole bunch of these individual groups, but it's purposely made to have a smaller group because the top 10 of those 50 wind up, let's say, winning or advancing to the next round. So the longer you're in it, the more exposure you're getting. Right now, the site is nationwide with the intention of going worldwide. So it's giving people, once you're into that slot, what happens is when users come in and say, I want to check out, some of the songs in rock, they register, and then the system gives them a group of 13 songs. So each person that comes in gets a block of these songs put out to them. So it's dispersed to make sure everybody's getting put out there. And then once it goes around, it comes back around again, and it keeps going like this of putting all the songs out to the people. So the benefit of what we offer is actually getting your songs out in front of people, as opposed to them just hoping that they're going to find them out there somewhere.
I think it's an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed about musicians, and part of the thing that's frustrating with musicians is they'll spend months and a year and a half or 2 years putting out an album, but not support any of the songs as singles on their album. And what does that mean? Supporting a song as a single, you would, on your social media, like the person that does it real well in our community is Deepak. He'll put his one song in different variations and get other people to sing with it, and he's writing that single, for 2-3 months, and every post of music is about that single. And I think that's a good way for people to support their singles instead of just make album. Here you go, everyone love my album, please, love it.
Right. And the nice thing here is that there are a lot of benefits to doing this. So you can put out a song for different reasons, right? You can say, okay, I just put together a song and I'm kind of curious of what people think about it. So you put it out there to test it, right? So you're testing it first of all to see how people like the song. You're also testing it to see how well it works in that genre. So I could say I'm putting my song out, it's going to be in rock, let's see how it does, and then maybe it doesn't perform so well. Well, one thing you should consider, one of the things, maybe it's not a great song, but it also may be that maybe you're appealing to the wrong audience. So maybe you should try again, get into another one, and try a different genre if you feel that it could fit in one of these different types of slots. So it's helping you figure out who your audience is. So,
How did you construct the app?
How did I construct it? I had it built.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I came up with this. It's not the first time I've done this type of thing. Not per se
Did you do it in America?
No.
What the hell? How come I can't have no luck with that?
You know how much it would cost in America?
Dude, I spent $12,000 trying to get an app up. And these Pakistani guys and Indian dudes and these Chinese and upwards of $12,000. All right. So remember the app we were building?
Yeah. So the way you said it, we naming all the minorities and.
Well, I mean, those are the people that get down.
I heard no Mexicans there.
Well,
We don't get down with apps.
You guys don't know math. There's no Mayan calendars in Asia, dude. All right. So, like, the app I was trying to get is Tinder for music.
Right.
And so we end up hiring old A&R guys that still have connections to business.
Right. Yeah.
You upload it, and then you have like 15 different A&R guys, and they right or left and at their leisure, and then it's for song placement.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Taxi?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what Taxi does. Taxi's
Hell
lo-
yeah. At least somebody's using the idea.
Yeah,
$12,000 later.
Taxi is located in Calabasas, and they've been around for like 30 years.
Oh, definitely.
So-
I sold their idea, obviously.
We just did a show in November at Taxi out in LA. So that's what they do is they basically, you can submit your songs for placement in video games, commercials, TV shows, or even for, famous artists or whatever. And actually it's funny, when I went, he wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing something along his lines so that he's not pimping me out. It's like, it's like you're doing the same thing we are. We have nothing to do with that. The whole point of what we're trying to do is to take the struggling artist who's like, man, I put my stuff out there on Instagram or SoundCloud or whatever, and I've got like, 126 followers or, or something, right? That you're like, how can I get myself going, right? So another comparison I have is that, you've got people, right, who's a nobody, and then you have your people who are starting to be somebody, right, are getting to get some notice, right? But then you have a ground of like, you're just kind of in there, no one's really paying attention to you, you've been around a while, you're having a hard time getting yourself going. This is what fills that void, is get in here, we can help get you some momentum.
How do you promote it? How did people...
Right here.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Right now, I haven't done a ton, and this started in August of last year, so it's 5 months old. End of the year, Alfredo and myself, my partner in crime, that we went to a couple of songwriting conventions. I don't know if they had a Pasadena Songwriters Convention and the Taxi Convention, and that was there where you are talking to musicians and primarily songwriters, and putting it out there. So we did that end of last year, and then outside of that, you know, I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to reach out to artists. You know, kind of the problem, as any business, you know, is trying to get yourself to where people can understand the value in what you're doing. So, you know, that's the struggle right now, is like saying, hey, you know what, I don't know if you think we're just, you know, the same as everybody else. I don't know if you think we're just, you know, trying to take you for your data, your info, or whatever. But it's like, it's a genuine thing that in my mind, there's nothing. I've been checking this out for about a year, and until somebody can show me different, there is nothing else of its kind in the world that does things
And it
like
seems
this.
fun.
What's that?
It seems fun, like something to look forward to.
It would be you know,
something to use your mind to how to market the song. How do you put together the first 30 seconds of a song to get people to stay?
there's a lot of things that are built into it and will be coming as things start to move in a positive direction. But you know, I even have a way for people to get paid, which is pretty solid, but it's got to have momentum first.
Yeah.
But you know, it would have a built-in way that people are actually, as part of it does have a subscription fee, so part of the subscription fee would actually be getting allocated to artists by choice of the people who are coming in to listen. So the neat thing is, you're building up a fan base, right? So if you come in and you bring your fans with you, and I bring my fans, and they're bringing their fans, and you have all these different people coming together, if they're getting in here and they're checking out these different songs, of course the expectation is that they are hearing new stuff, and and these people are gaining new listeners and new fans who can then say, you know, that song was pretty cool, and then go check them out in the site and find additional material from them. There's also an internal chat system inside, so you can actually do, you know, they can reach out to you as an artist, the artist can reach out to, you know, to the fans can talk to each other. So
Do the people get offended in the chat?
no,
Okay, good.
no, and that's, you know, like most sites.
I would imagine, like, a
You know,
lot
if
of people
someone's-
put their heart and soul into shit, and
yeah.
like, I can imagine that shit going crazy.
Yeah, if somebody, there are, you know, of course, like on most
They're
sites.
just haters.
Yeah. There is a decorum on the site to say that, hey, you know what, this is what we expect, and the whole thing here is not the intention of crapping on somebody and saying you suck, or, you know, this song is awful. I mean, the whole point is to be constructive. I guess the most that you should be getting told that you're not that great is that you're not getting, if you put your song into something and you're not getting very many votes, then you can take from that, you know, of, well, you're not getting a lot of likes, so there might be something to it, so maybe you should take a look at that. But people can also comment and say, well, you know, I thought it was a little slow, or I think that it didn't really pull me in, or I didn't really like what it was talking about, or whatever. But you know, just the reasons why they didn't really care for it. But you know, like on most sites, we don't take for people just, you know. All right, we were some of the things to mention with the app, if there's curiosity out there, is that, you know, the app right now does have a $4.99 monthly fee. For the first month, it's free. So it's free for everybody, free for artists, free for users. So the whole point is, in the first month, to get in, check it out, and see if you like it. You know, so if you like it, if you continue on, it's $4.99. If you are a user and you're like, I just want to come in, check out the site, I don't want to have to, you know, be committed to anything, you can come in at any time and check it out. If you just want to come in and listen to music, it's free. If you are an artist and you put your music in, then you decide after a month that you don't want to, the music will stay in the site active for another year. And you can jump in anytime, say 3 months down the line, you're like, yeah, I want to get back in there. You don't have to go reloading all your stuff. Everything is still sitting there waiting for you. So having the pay, once you start paying, you get the access to be interactive in the site, as opposed to just coming in and checking it out from the outside. You actually get to communicate. You actually get to create playlists, and, you know, and all the special features that you.
Are you going to NAMM?
Say it again?
Are you going to go to NAMM by any chance?
You know, it's funny you say that, because somebody else had mentioned that. Is that February?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah. Is that? That's not
So
Vegas,
many-
is it?
No,
is,
no, it's
is that out here?
Los Angeles Convention Center.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, it's in Vegas. It's Los Angeles Convention Center, right?
No, he wanted it to be in
Oh,
Vegas
yeah.
so they can go to Vegas.
So yeah, well, the one thing I have to warn you about is the Nam Yuck. Like everyone that goes to Nam gets sick because musicians are dirty. They hardly even take care of. Not you, not songwriters, but definitely like the punk and metal
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Rock guys. Ugh.
All right.
We all know that's true. Stop
Take
it.
take a
Okay.
take a penicillin shot before you go.
Yeah, that's why I stopped going because I would get sick every time I went.
So hold on, I have a question. So your app or the thing you do.
Right.
So if you're looking for new music or if you're looking for a songwriter, like say for example, like I'm an artist and I need to fill the rest of my album, I could go into this app and look for somebody to like work with, or how does that work?
Where it's at right now is the biggest plug of the site based on what I funded the whole site. So right now the site is put together on what I could afford. So the biggest
Sure.
draw of the site right now is the showcase,
Okay.
right? But the cool thing is I literally have over 50 additional items to add in, like, being able to put in scheduling, artists who are playing, where they're playing, when they're playing, what cities they're playing. You're going to have the ability for a songwriter to say, hey, I got songs of these genres that are available that you could check out. Or like you said, like if somebody said, oh, I'm looking to collaborate, I'm looking to find other artists. But if they did say, hey, I'm looking for music, then you would also be able to go in and there would actually be an actual area based around that as well.
Okay, cool. So it's not specifically for that, but it can be used for that if
It will, yeah.
Yeah.
As a songwriter myself, and that's primarily what I am as the songwriter, is, and again, with doing, being around this for, I started around 1990, so 35 years.
Right.
So at that time, I've seen a lot. I've been in a lot of different bands. I played around Hollywood and everything. So there's a lot of stuff that it's like from my perspective, what I want. So the whole thing is built around what do I want? What do I want to see? And those are part of it. For a song, for a lot of times things are catered to,
yeah.
maybe just one element. My thing is, well, what about songwriters, or what about artists who need songs?
Right. Well, that's the way when I was came through that perspective, right? Thinking like, how would this work if I needed to collaborate, or if I needed to fill up an album because I have like 2 or 3 songs that I don't have, or it's a deadline, or if I just want to listen to someone and I wanted to collaborate.
Right.
Yeah.
And the hope, if the app starts going well, which I believe at some point it's gonna get that momentum. But you can also get people. You're gonna get people in there at some point, right? You're gonna get artists. You're gonna get let's say people of the industry or whoever that are starting to see if talent is there. There are a lot of ways that if you are good, there are a lot of ways for that to be put in front and center for people. Like I said, the showcase is an excellent one. You also have like banner advertising on the homepage. So when you get in, if you say, hey, I got a new album coming out, or I'm just trying to get people to notice me, you pay, right now it's $50, 2 weeks. So basically you put your thing in there and you've got the scrolling banner at the top, right? And so you have that opportunity. You don't have to do it, but you have that opportunity. And then, like I said, you have the music. But, I don't want there to be an avenue that's an important avenue that's not getting, that we're not dealing with. So if there is something, which I've written out quite a bit, I can't think of everything, but like I said, the stuff that we're talking about and you playing live and if you got a premiere coming out and you want to sit there and be like, hey, I got something coming out in February, I want to make sure that it's ready to go. You can schedule that ahead. Another nice thing with the scheduling is that if you do put a song in there and then you say, you know what, I decided I got a better song, you can swap it out. Or if you said, you know what, it's not ready yet, we found some better stuff, then you can push it say, all right, I actually want to reschedule it. So you have all these opportunities. You're not locked in, and then it's like, you know, I missed out.
I don't mean to Shark Tank you, but now that I'm thinking, I'm like looking at it because I want to see what, like, as an artist, you know, how many users do you guys have? What's the
It's
what's
still-
the community?
It's still early.
Oh, it's a startup. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's not. It is. You know, it is. Let's just say it's growing.
Good.
But
Do you have like a shorter term than the 50?
shorter term.
You like shorter group of, you know, songs?
That you can put your song into for a showcase?
Yes.
No.
So it has to wait till 50 fills up?
No. So if for example, if this what you're saying is that there's only 12 people who are submitting to you for, you know, for rock or something, then those 12 will play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it actually holds per genre. It holds 1,500 songs per genre. So 1,500 rock, 1,500 country, 1,500 pop. So it will hold up to 1,500 songs right now in each genre, but you don't have to fill those capacities in order for anything. So if you said we only have 3 songs in there, they'll still play in rotation. Matter of fact, the biggest benefit would be if there's only 3, but we have 1,000 people that come in and say, well, we want to hear that genre, which means those songs are going to be going around like that. So, that make sense?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. What is the next, you know, 6 months look like for you, and what different techniques, marketing wise, do you use, or are you gonna use for this project?
You know, that's something we'll have to talk about. But I am not putting, for better or for worse, I'm not putting a lot of money into advertising at this point. You know, it's funny, I did research before I started on SoundCloud and Bandcamp and that type of stuff, and they're like, well, most of this is organic. It's organic growth. So, but I will admit, after I started and was hoping for some stuff, it's like, well, you're not, you know, people aren't recognizing you. They don't know who you are. So I'm the same way with things. You know, if I get something I don't know, I don't pay much attention to it. So, you know, I have a couple of things I'm working on. Actually, a new thing that what I do is I go through places like Bandcamp and SoundCloud and look at artists that are on those sites, and then I reach out to the artists, you know, some of the artists that I go through, and I'll reach out to them, try to get them to come over. Going to like other conventions or gatherings. I was for a while trying to look down at different songwriting, other opportunities to go out there and do that as well. I think it's and then going around, of course, we're from Camarillo, so like, you know, going around to the venues out there, and we've already talked to a few people, walking around, giving out cards, things like that. So right now, I'd say it is inexpensive advertising.
You know Chris Rowland?
What's that?
Christopher Rowland? Chris Rowland? No?
Camarillo?
Camarillo.
Does what?
He's in a couple bands. He's in an Elvis cover band.
Oh,
he's
okay.
in a band called Professional Americans.
Okay.
And he's very connected.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I've gone to Music Freaks, you know, and talked to them a bit.
Who'd you talk to, Brett?
I don't know who their name was. It was a woman that I talked to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe the
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
at the booth when you
Oh,
come
yeah,
in. I talked to her a bit. But
Erica.
yeah. What's that?
Her name's Erica.
Oh, okay. So you know them.
Yeah, they're good people out there.
Yeah. I used to go there like 10 or 15 years ago when it was Rock City, you
Yep.
know, and I would play out there and go into the rooms and took vocal lessons for a while there. But I was surprised that they don't have live bands playing there anymore.
It was COVID.
Yeah, and I guess they're still doing all right with giving out lessons to people. When I was there, the whole room was full. When the waiting room was full when I got there. But yeah, so you know, I think it's doing a gradual push. I'm trying to stay as economically feasible. If something were to come out of like, yeah, you could do this, and it's pretty affordable, and it's something that you're, you know, pretty well guaranteed to get some hits if you go this, you know, this route, I definitely would look at it. But right now, it's just a matter of just trying to go around.
You don't need to pay for advertising. You should. I would just make videos on TikTok.
Yeah, right. We
or-
have TikTok.
or,
If it
reels on
stays up.
Instagram.
Calm down, Pizza Man. Dan.
Yeah, Pizza Man done's a man with that one.
He
huh?
does not. He does not use a lot of advertising
At all.
money at all. Pizza Man. Dan.
Pizza Man Dan.
Yeah, no
He buys
advertising.
monster trucks. He buys Corvettes.
Well, that's his advertising. Rocket driving
he-
around in those things.
And then he writes them off as tax write-offs. The man. He's the man.
That's
Dan.
why that's why he's the man. But yeah, you don't. As long as your social media is pretty good, if you have a good pipeline and just constant putting out stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
you don't really need to. That's
Yeah.
free, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like I said. It's I'm not just saying this, but it's like as an artist. Matter of fact, I've had some times where you get a little down on things, and you start to think, well, am I doing the right thing and everything? It's like if I had to go back and try to get back out there again and try to get on something and have that take you there, it's like I can't think of anything. It's for me, it's just ground that goes nowhere. So it's like if you really want to have that opportunity to get yourself going in a direction where at least if nothing else, you can think of this as you're coming through the process. And that's another cool thing about the app is you're kind of auditioning in the showcase. And then if your songs are hitting that top 10 mark, eventually, as the app gets built out more, it's going to take your songs, it's going to move into another area, which is almost like radio. So it's almost like all the top songs that have been placing are now in rotation. So for that genre now, you're in a
like
steady
that. That's a good idea.
rotation of all the best songs. So it's kind of also weeding through, and it's not based on us, it's based on listeners coming in saying those were our favorite things. And then those get moved on to another area where they get in rotation for a while. So a lot of avenues for you to get into a spot, to get into a rotation where you're growing your audience.
Well, my man. Thank you so much.
No problem.
We
My pleasure.
Appreciate you coming in. What is how do you spell the app again?
Muser is MUUU because it's all about you. ZR.com. And also, before I forget, so like we said, that for the first month it's free. Right now I'm having extended development on the site to allow promotional deals. So once that's done, which should be in the next 3 weeks or so, then I'm going to start giving out promo deals so you can actually put songs into the showcase. Showcase usually has a fee, but it'll be a thing of, hey, check it out, try it out, put some songs in there. It'll be free. See what you think. And then also free entry to the site will be extended for people of 3 months instead of a month. Check it out.
Try Groupon too.
Groupon. Oh yeah, boy, that would be good.
I mean, and you can say $5.99 will give you $3.99.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But the thing is that Groupon's promoting it for you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those are,
If you use code Red Light, you get.
Well, and you know what? I
5%
feel bad because that was actually part of my thinking in coming tonight. It would be nice if I could say, and for your listeners,
Yeah,
if
right.
anybody signs up, but it's not ready to go yet. But if we talk after this, and when it's available, I'd be happy
Come
to
back
send
on
you a code
anytime.
and say, here's a code. If they put it in, this is what they get. They'll definitely get several picks to go in and just do a showcase. And then, they'll have probably up to 3 months of free usage. So worst case is you get in there, you try it out, you see what you think. If you don't like it, then you don't use it anymore.
There you go.
and then so when you're doing that,
Mhm.
when you come back, then we can just do the code Red Light.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dude, anything you want to chit chat or anything?
Sure.
Of course, man. We want this for the community too.
Yeah, like I said,
Bring your
it's
guitar next time, dude.
what's that?
Bring your guitar.
I
next
have
time.
some songs. I don't know if you want to, but that's up to you. I'm not really a performer.
You're not?
No, I do have, like I said,
I'll put in a song in this.
I am a songwriter, and I write quite a bit of songs, but I'm not yet a performer. So right now I'm just sticking with songwriting.
I mean, we can pull blackout thing too.
What's that?
Like just all black.
You mean so you don't see me if I
know,
suck?
just shadows. Yeah.
Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, Steve, where can people find you if they just want to follow your art?
So there is Muser.com, and then there's we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, those are the
Okay. Cool.
3 places right now.
Well, Steve Sheen,
Not Mike.
Muser. That's not your name. Did I get it wrong?
No, I said not Mike.
Oh, not Mike. Yeah, not Mike for sure. I think it was because I was thinking about the 68 mics.
It's
the
funny
shares,
because I've had
68.
people in the past. It's just funny because people will say that. They'll call me Mike, and it's funny. Like I said, my brother's name is Mike, and people used to call that when I was young.
I'm a dick. I hate myself too. This is a Red Light Dish Show. We'll be right back with Kyle Smith after this.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.